Question 8. The coordinate plane below shows rhombus QRST and rhombus QRST, the transformed image. Question says which transformation creates rhombus QRST from the pre-image coordinate, or rhombus, QRST. So what transformation is actually happening here? This can be kind of a confusing question because it's kind of hard to tell initially what's happening. Is this a translation? Kind of looks like it could be a reflection. Is it a rotation? Well, what you're going to look at is look at where your points ended up, all right? Your pre-image R and your image R kind of goes straight across this way. So it looks like at the beginning it could be a reflection. But if it's a reflection, that means the S right here would have to match up with an S right there. And it does not. There's a Q there. The S actually, it looks like, kind of switches all the way around to there. Well, not going to be we know for the translation all the points would stay in the same spot, so we're looking at a rotation. All right, we know we're looking at a rotation now, so this can help us figure out the rule that we're looking at when we go to solve. Dealing with a rotation, we know that the easiest thing to do is write down a coordinate or two coordinates in the pre-image, write down the complementing coordinates in the image, and then see what's happening back and forth between the two, and you can write the rule real quick. So let's do that. Let's go to the pre-image. I'm going to go with the Q. We're just going to write two coordinates down. So I'm going to start with this Q in purple. What's the coordinates for this Q? Well, it looks like -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Q, I'm going to write it kind of small so we can fit it all together. So regular pre-image Q is at -7. And then how many spaces down? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5. Yeah. -7, -5. Okay. All right, we'll come back to that. Let's take one more point just so we can make sure we're consistent here. Let's go with R. R is right over here in the pre-image. R is -2 spaces over, and then 1, 2, 3, -4 spaces down. So -2, -4. Those are two pre-image coordinates. Great. Let's go to the image now, and let's write down the complementary points real quick and see then what our rule looks like. So let's go with the Q over here in this rotated image. Where are those coordinates at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this Q, as you can kind of start looking at the relationship yourself, is going to go to a +5, -7. Okay. Now let's do the R. R goes right over here. Let me erase this out. One more. R is pretty close, so 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right. That's a +4. And then it looks like 2 spaces down. That's a -2. Okay. Well, look, what's the relationship? What's happening here between our X and Y? If you look at the Q, we have -7, -5 turns into 5, -7. -2, -4 turns into 4, -2. So when we write our rule, what's going on? We know X and Y gets it started. We know we have a transformation. Well, first of all, they're switching positions, all right? The X value is going over here to the Y value spot, and then the Y is doing the same thing. So you know our Y and X are going to switch positions for sure. And then it looks like we have some sign changes too. All right, what does that look like? Well, the -7 is staying, so the X value, I kind of just had a line there. The -7 is staying. The X value is keeping its value, -5, but the Y value, the -5 here, is turning positive. So we're going to go negative on the Y, -YX, because we need to flip those around. So that should be the rule right over there, -YX. I'm going to go right back to this so we can see our answer choices. I'm going to erase out some of this stuff that I did right over here. And we said it was -YX. That's going to be D. That's going to be this answer right over here. And again, these rotation questions are typically the most involved questions. Can be the most challenging ones, but the best way to do it is like we did it here. We've practiced this. Put some points, find the relationship, and then you can usually isolate the answer once you've done that.